Burke my lawn.
For the Robomower.
We sent him out to my house. Now, let me explain a little bit about this. It's not fully autonomous in the same sense that the Roomba is. The Roomba, as it wanders around, knows where the edges are, bounces off things. You actually don't want to do that with a lawnmower. It's got powerful blades. It's cutting grass. So what you'll do is you'll put a wire around, using stakes and a wire. It's a little more work. Took about an hour and a half to lay the wire out on this small plot of grass. And then you have a docking station, just like you do for the Roomba. The Robomow goes into the docking station, plugs in, charges up. They say you can leave it outside, but it'd probably be better to leave it under an eave so it's not getting fully rained upon. It does have controls. You can program it. You can say, hey, go mow the lawn every Sunday or every day if you want. And it will actually mow the lawn. The first thing it does, though, when you first use it, is it wanders the perimeter. It follows that wire to get a sense of what is the area. They say we don't go up hills. It really needs to be a couple of things. If you're going to use this, it should be a flat plot of land. They say they can do 1,200 square meters. By the way, notice the meters. This is, I think, a European company because a lot of the instructions, felt like they were written by Europeans. But that's fine. You can understand them. It just might be an issue. You want to make sure you get it from somebody who can repair it or replace it locally because you don't want to have to ship this back to Stubingen or wherever. There's the blades. They're not, my John Deere had bigger blades. My regular mower has bigger blades, but they're sufficient. You wouldn't want to cut weeds with these. This is really designed for one thing, a simple plot of lawn that you want to keep manicured, but you don't want to mow it yourself. So I see the natural user for this is perhaps an older person who just wants the lawn to stay mowed without having those annoying kids come and giving them $5 each time. It can't be a complicated, we have a hillside, and we didn't want the Robomower to have to go up the hill. It can't really. It's for a very specific area. If there's a fountain, a tree, if there's stuff in there, it gets too complicated. The Robomow is not going to do a good job for that. So this is for a very specific group of people. They've got to have money to spend because it's $1,600. And you're going to want somebody to set it up because it takes a considerable amount of time. That's what I had Burke do. You also might want to be careful if you've got pets because the Robomow with pets or children, there's always that risk. This thing is a high-powered lawnmower, and it's autonomous. Just use your imagination. It's probably a good idea not to use this in a fenced yard where you don't have people or children or anybody wandering in. I hate to see a kid go up to this and say, oh, what's that? That'd be a little bit nerve-wracking. So pros, well, it does what it says it'll do. It's an automated lawnmower. It's kind of cool, just like the iRobot. I thought the cool factor is very high, especially when your neighbors see it. Oh, but watch out. You see, here comes my landscaper. He's not real happy about the idea that I might be using the Robomow instead of him. Don't worry, Owen. Your job is safe. This doesn't weed. It doesn't prune trees. It doesn't whack weeds. It doesn't even work on a hillside. It's just for a very specific small plot of simple lawn. It does do that. The cons, it's very expensive. It's very limited in its capability. And while we didn't use it for very long, I can imagine that just like the iRoomba, there's going to be a considerable amount of fussing with it and paying attention to it. And the biggest problem here, if it doesn't make it back to its charging station, which it did for us, it's supposed to automatically go back to charging when it's done. It's very heavy. It's about 50 pounds. So you're not going to want to lift it and move it on your own. You're going to need to get a gardener in to move it. So given all of that, I have to say it's probably not a probably a do not buy. But there are some very limited people who probably could get something out of this. And I think for an older person with a simple lawn and they just really don't want to pay any attention to this, it might do a pretty good job. It did, by the way, it preserved our lawn sprinkler heads. It didn't bonk into them or anything like that. You can adjust how tightly it will crop the grass to your needs. Get some exercise. Get a real mower and just go out there and mow your own lawn. That's my advice to you.